This is Michael Spedden, and welcome to Fowl Players Radio, your one-stop shop for all of your pop culture needs. We feature interviews from musicians, actors, comics, dancers, authors, and much, much more, up-and-coming artists and beloved favorites. We've got it all, people on stage, backstage, out front, and behind the scenes. Sit back and relax. Let's have some fun.
Hi, I'm Emmy Jo.
And I'm Doug, and we're from the New Zoo Review, and you're watching Fowl Players Radio.
Hey, Mary Jo Peel here, and you are listening to Fowl Players Radio.
Hey folks, Michael Spedden here, and welcome back to our new season of Fowl Players Radio. Great to be here, and I'm happy to kick off our next season, our newest season here, with James Finn. James just performed with us, the Fowl Players of Perryville, in the Polar Express up in Cumberland on the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad. And he is a comedian based in Maryland, and he is putting together the Harford County Comedy Festival. This is the inaugural season of it. It's going to be from February 9th to the 15th, and it's going to be in various venues throughout Harford County. And their website is harcocomedyfestival.com. And you can also follow James on social media. He's a stand-up comic himself. On Instagram, you can find him on at James Finstagram, TikTok, hey, it's James Finn. And I had mentioned the website before as well. So all of these social media links and website links are going to be in the show notes at the end of the show. But this is very exciting. A very good thing that we're doing, that they're doing here in Harford County, the Harford County Comedy Festival, giving some local talent a good showcase. And it won't be just local, it'll be national as well. But again, supporting local performers is something that I'm passionate about, that you all should know by listening to this podcast over the years and listening to my 97 Underground show. So, folks, we'll be back right after these words with James Finn.
Hi, this is Kathy Ladman, and you're listening to Fowl Players Radio, the place where you get all of your good news information. Not really, but it's just a great show.
It's Anna here with the Day in Pompeii, and you're listening to Fowl Players Radio.
And welcome back to Fowl Players Radio. Michael Spedden here, and we are kicking off season 13 with my brand new best friend, my friend James Finn, who just did Polar Express with the Fowl Players of Perryville and has a very important announcement because he's putting together a really, really, really big event that's going to be coming to Harford County in February, the Harford County Comedy Festival, or the Harco Comedy Festival. And so, James, welcome to the show, and I'm sure you're excited to tell us all about this, huh?
Super excited to be here. Thank you for having me. Yeah, we're just 4 weeks away from the launch of the inaugural Harco Comedy Festival, February 9th through the 15th at various locations, restaurants, breweries, event spaces across beautiful Harford County.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, this is great. It's the first one. Whether it's your first one or your fifth one, these things are always a job to put together, I can imagine. I did work with. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's an undertaking for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, working with the venues and the times and getting people at their slots and everything. I can imagine. I did a little bit of work. I was more or less a promotions on the promotions end, but they have it at Grace Jazz and Blues Festival a number of years ago. I can remember. Okay. It's kind of like when do you start working on your next season or your next event? It's the day after the last day of the event, really. It's
pretty much, yeah.
It is. So are you at liberty to tell us maybe some of the people who are going to be there?
Yeah, sure. We've totally announced our lineup. It's a really fun blend of Harford County locals, which is a really vibrant and booming scene. Some incredible national acts are making their way to Harford County and the Mid-Atlantic at large to take part in this, and a great blend of regional talent from Baltimore, DC, Central Pennsylvania, as far out, I guess, locally as Frederick, Maryland,
Oh,
and
yeah.
just kind of like all points in between. Yeah, start with the locals because comedy in Harford County has really kind of been a presence from like a regional scene for about 15 years now.
Is that
It
right?
started, yeah, it started back about when I started back in 2011, 2012.
Hmm.
There was a collective of six comics that started producing shows, producing like short films and comedy clips online called Color Me Funny.
Oh,
And
okay.
they were kind of a big deal. They made the front page of the Baltimore Sun and had like a great following for about 2 or 3 years. And
Hmm.
then, one moved to Chicago, one moved to New York, one moved to the West Coast to do filmmaking, and one just kind of like went back to like full-time dad mode. So like everybody kind of like, created this big thing and then just kind of like went their separate ways. But like comedy never went away in Harford County. There's huge names like Candace Saunders, who's going to be kind of anchoring our Saturday show. It's her 20th year in stand-up comedy.
Hmm.
She's toured with Pablo Francisco. She's toured internationally. We have local favorite, the infamous Tom Myers, uh, who's kind of like your favorite comic's favorite comic.
Hmm.
And locally, we also have Bam Jacobs, who just won Magooby's New Comedian of the Year
Oh, great,
to
great.
to start January. So it's such a great collective of local people,
Hmm.
just to kind of like be the foundation of why we ended up doing this festival in the first place.
Huh. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, again, it sounds like you've got some real talent there. Now, is all of it going to be stand up? Are there going to be like any improv shows or sketch shows?
For
Or
this year, it's going to be patently stand up. Every
okay,
event's going to be a showcase that celebrates between like 6 to 8 different stand ups, lets them do kind of like an extended set and just really kind of showcase a different style, a different, just approach and just hear a lot of different voices in a 90-minute, 2 hour long show.
Okay, okay, great. So, how many people would you normally have in a 90-minute to 2 hour show? Is it? I know there's normally like an MC, a headliner, that there's different names for different
Yeah,
people
there's
for that.
different
Yeah.
formats for sure. Like
Hmm.
what we're doing is a showcase where everybody gets about the same amount of time, and
Hmm.
usually that goes between 6 to 8. If you're looking at something that's more like a comedy club setting, it would usually just be three people. It'd be the MC or the host, a feature act that does about 20 minutes, and then a headliner act that'll do between like 45 to 60.
Hmm.
And then there's also just like I don't know. Sometimes there's like open mic where comics will show up and just do 5 minutes, and doing something like that, you might see 16 to 20 different comics
Right, right.
during that. But that's a little more raw. That's a little more like unpolished people trying out new material, new ideas, and stuff like that.
Yeah, kind of. The audience is more or less a guinea pig instead of really being, instead of being like an actual audience. It's not the final act. It's kind of what they're working on. Working on the drawing board, really.
For sure. And something like that's still super important
Mhm.
because, comedy, you can't really like practice it in the mirror. Like you need
You're
a
right.
live audience to kind of get that reaction to see like what works and what doesn't.
Hmm. I know what you mean by that. I've tried some open mics myself in the past before, and they're not easy. First of all, but second of all, you're absolutely right about testing out the material and everything in front of a live audience because, I mean, there are times when I've gone out there and I pretty much use the skills that I've learned from the stand-up open mics to kind of apply it to my comic monologues and things that I use in my murder mystery company.
Sure, yeah.
And when you get you never know what's going to be funny. I mean, you could crack yourself up, but there may be, or you may think of something that's just like completely lame, but the minute you get it in front of people, that could reverse. The stuff that you cracked yourself up over could be a dud, and then the stuff that you thought was a dud could actually work.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
1,000%. There have
Mhm.
been countless times where I'm like, this is the one that's going to like set me over the top, and try it at a show and just crickets.
Mhm.
And I'm just there scratching my head. Why didn't this brilliant piece of writing work? And
I know. That is true. That is true, and it goes with a lot of different genres too. From all the years I played music, from all the years that I've done acting and things like that. It's just and then there are times too. Have you found that like a joke or a routine that you've written, you know, went over with flying colors in one venue, but somewhere else it just maybe didn't,
yeah,
or
all the
maybe
time.
yeah, it
And
yeah.
it could be a variety of different reasons. Sometimes like it's just like the audience's background. Like you're always getting like a different group of people, and some people might I don't know, if you're trying to like push the envelope, might not get the reference. If you're doing something that's like more pop culture and the audience is skewing a little bit older or too young to get the reference that you're pulling. So,
Right. That's normally the problem with me, but yeah, making references to things that I grew up with in front of people that I'm old enough to be their parents. Um, you know, it does have its consequences with that, it does have its, it like you said, so okay, so good. So you've been at this about 15 years now, and
yeah.
like you've gotten yourself pretty well established with some venues. It looks like you have a show that you do on a regular basis. It was called, oh God, it just confessional or
Yeah, the confessional.
yes.
So this was like I performed this at a venue called the Church of Satire. It's
Okay.
not an actual church. It never was a church, but the owner of the club, brilliant stand-up comic Jim Bryan, I guess was, like just mentally broken by the Catholic Church, and this name and brand was just kind of like a little wink and nod to his upbringing.
Right, right.
But it's like instead of seats, they just had pews in there, and there's a little like
Is that right?
little allusions to like the Catholic Church, but nothing like sacrilegious or anything like that. But
Yeah, yeah.
what we do there, we had the idea to just kind of like, this is called the church. Why don't we have a confession booth?
Hmm.
So kind of brainchilded the idea with him. And our first show, actually, they built a 9 foot by 9 foot confession booth, dropped it right on the stage, and we kind of like did the entire show in there with like the little like screens that you'd see at the confession
Well,
booth. And
certainly, yeah.
like and after the first show we got great feedback. You like, this is a great concept. Everybody kind of like delivered and was funny where they're supposed to be. We can't see their faces.
Mm.
And we so after the first show, no confession booth, just like a little bit of like theatrics and lighting to kind of like set the mood. But ultimately, comics come up and I act as like a father figure of sorts. And they come up and just kind of like confess their sins, their impure thoughts, their transgressions, horrible things that they've done in their past, while
Hmm.
I'm sitting on stage drinking a bottle of wine and just kind of like interjecting, offering insight, and after everything's done, some kind of judgment or punishment for them.
Hmm. Or their penance or something, right?
Yeah, their
Yeah,
penance,
yeah,
or
sure.
sometimes like full absolution. Like we had one comic, for example, just went up there and they said, "All right, so here's the 10 Commandments. Here's the way that I've broken all these commandments." But they tried to break the commandments, but just really weren't successful.
Kind
It's
of
like,
bent them.
like don't covet your neighbor, and like they tried to covet their neighbor, it just didn't work out. So I'm like, you tried to be a sinner, it just you weren't. So
Needs work,
absolution.
huh?
But yeah, those shows are really fun. We do that every other month at the Church of Satire this year.
Hmm. Okay. Well, and where did you say that was?
That's in Hanover, Pennsylvania.
Oh, sure,
Good
Hanover,
old
PA.
Snacktown, USA.
Yeah, that's right. Hanover, PA. Yeah, Snyder's of Hanover, right?
You got Stiders up there. You've got Utz. I think Campbell's does some stuff up there.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, a lot goes on up there. That's a snack driven economy, I guess we could say, huh?
For sure.
Yeah, great, great, great. So I I know from experience that I think I gotta say, outside of really, maybe playing an instrument or something that you're really, it takes a lot of technical skill and everything. Stand up, I think, has got to be one of the most difficult art forms to be able to do. I mean, people don't have any idea how much preparation goes into it, how much work, how much thought, and then hashing it out on stage. And you've been at this for about 15 years. I mean, what's this journey been like for you?
Well, like the first couple of years was just kind of like one of the big things about stand up, they say, is like finding your voice. Because like you can go up there, you can tell jokes, you can, be funny, but after a certain amount of time, it's trying to find like what about you makes you unique and different,
Hmm.
and how do you want to communicate that to your audience? They call that finding your voice. So,
Oh, okay.
some people, and like as soon as you find your voice, you tend to become a little more comfortable. You tend to become like a better writer because you're not just writing jokes, you're writing your jokes as opposed to just, I don't know, like just making like a funny tweet or something of that nature. And
Right, right.
like for me, like my first couple years was not very good. It took a lot of taking the mic and just bombing night after night. And like sometimes it'd be good, sometimes it wouldn't be, but law of averages, like a comic's first couple of years is just going to be uh just just going home at the end of the night, just not feeling good about yourself. But if it's something that
Yeah,
that you're passionate about, something that you want to do, you just like get up the next day, take that drive to the next show, and just try again until it starts to work.
yeah, yeah. I
That's why
mean, yeah.
so many comics will wash out after like the first couple years because they just, I don't know, maybe they just don't have the drive. Maybe it's just like a passing hobby for them. But
Mhm.
there's definitely, somebody who's got a little more experience underneath their feet will, you know, just do a lot better than somebody who's just a couple months in.
Sure.
It
Do
just
you
takes time.
Has you done any other kind of performing, or were you into any other kind of art form before you got into comedy?
Well, I did theater back when I was in high school, and
Oh, okay.
um, yeah, really, that's kind of about it. Just a little bit of theater and just like consuming
Hmm.
comedy and just kind of like spending time and just like writing down little notes and
Hmm.
posting funny stuff on social media until I just kind of got the gumption and said, I need to give this a shot.
Right, right. Were there any people that you watched maybe growing up or on TV or anything that inspired you, or that you wanted to kind of like, aha, you know? Was there anybody that was an influence or inspiration for you to, you know, get into comedy, or people
Not
you admired?
necessarily. Like what ended up getting me on stage was I would enrolled in broadcasting school. I went
Oh,
to the Broadcasting Institute of Maryland
is that
in
right?
2011.
Hmm.
And what ended up getting me on stage was I wanted a fun bullet point on my resume because I know a lot of people that work in radio have backgrounds in stand-up comedy. You look at like a Joe Rogan or even locally like a Justin Schlegel or a Mickey Coachella, like,
Hmm.
they're all accomplished stand-ups. So it's just like I want that thing on my resume that says, hey, I've done this, I can do this too. And then just my first time on stage just kind of fell in love with it and just
Hmm.
never never stopped.
Right. Did you have any favorites that you like really liked listening to or watching?
Um, I don't know. I remember like a couple of like comedy albums that we would go back to. Like, I mean, a couple of friends, we would Chris Rock had some amazing specials back in the 90s.
Yes, he did.
I remember just like watching like the comic release from HBO where it was just like just
Yeah.
a nonstop tour de force of like, huge comic after huge comic after huge comic, just doing incredible things there.
Hmm.
But I don't know that it was anybody specific, just as it was just, just watching everybody just be able to command and control a room and just, have just being able to just make people laugh and smile is something that it's such a skill and a talent that I wanted to be able to emulate and mimic.
Right, right. It's yeah, I mean, there were so many great ones because we used to listen to comedy albums too growing up. We had, and I hate to say, well, the Bill Cosby albums were huge in the 70s. We used to listen to those all the time. And I guess if you can kind of separate the man from his work,
Yeah,
those
he's
were
done
big.
some done some bad things, but like Bill Cosby himself, I still think is one of like the greatest
Yeah.
pieces of comedy that's ever been put out.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Then growing up too, we used to listen to Cheech and Chong albums. Those two guys were good, Cosby, Cheech and Chong. Did you ever get into the like the HBO specials or anything like that? It may be a little before your time, I guess, but
Yeah, I remember just like seeing like Howie Mandel had an HBO special that
yes.
a friend of mine recorded. And yeah, Howie Mandel used to be really dirty, a really filthy,
Hmm.
really filthy comedian before like he started being a game show host and
Hmm.
a TV personality.
Hmm.
But between that, like the Eddie Murphys
Oh, sure,
and
yeah.
yeah, HBO just always had just like huge names that would just go in there and just put out hour-long specials, and they all felt special.
Had you ever and even too, did you like any like late night TV, any of the I don't know if you're old enough for Carson or Leno or Letterman or any of them?
Yeah, I still like Carson was like kind of like winding down his years when
Yeah. Yeah.
I started watching. I remember the transition from him to Leno. I remember kind of being a Letterman guy. Just the top 10 list was that was my must-see TV.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, and
Between
the
that and like Saturday Night Live, obviously, just different medium, not stand-up patently, but still just amazing people. A lot of them with you know past in stand-up comedy and present in stand-up comedy for that matter. Just
yeah, which cast was your favorite one? I mean, which when you started watching SNL, what who was in the cast at the time? Do
when
you
I
recall?
started, it was the Farley, Sandler, um, David Spade, Mike Myers, Dana Carvey. Like that was my that was my entry point. But I think like anything with the Will Ferrell years were so good. Like
Hmm.
I know sometimes he's divisive, but like I don't know, there's something where he was able to just own every sketch that he was in and just
Yeah.
had a way of just making all of his cast members break regardless of what he was doing.
Oh yeah, I know. I know. And he was pretty daring too. I mean, some of the stuff he would just pull on stage, I mean, Lord knows, what was in store for him. If I don't really think he ever cared if he crossed any lines, you know.
Now, one of my favorite things, there's this sketch where he had a trident and like stabbed somebody with the trident.
Yeah.
They fell to the ground and he just like kept on stabbing them. The audience was really into it. And then after about like the seventh or eighth stab, they're just like, why does he keep on doing this? But he was
Yeah.
still doing it until the audience realized like he's just not going to stop. This is ridiculous. And they started laughing even louder than when they started.
Hmm.
Like it takes like a special comedic genius to recognize like, the funny's coming, and I'm
Mhm.
going to keep this up until it happens.
Right, right, right. Yeah, there's I mean, so many great casts on that show over the years it's been out. I first started watching it like right when it was like the last season with Belushi and Gilda Radner and Lorraine Newman and Jane Curtin and Aykroyd. And when they were kind of the last season they were there, and then when Eddie Murphy and Piscopo and I think it was Robin Duke. Oh God, there's so many. They all kind of run together after a while
Yeah.
too. So many just tremendous casts and tremendous talents. I mean, that's you're looking at, almost like the Super Bowl of comedy with these casts that they bring in there.
Yeah.
Yep. So have you been? Do you go on the road much? Other cities besides Maryland or the Maryland area outside of Baltimore or Harford County.
Yeah, like I don't know, like most times if I'm leaving, like it's not too far where I can't drive back the same day.
Right,
But
right.
just going as far as like Central Maryland, Eastern Shore,
Hmm.
um, like a little bit of where is it? Winchester, Virginia,
Hmm.
Alexandria, a little bit further south from that point. Yeah, I do get a lot of miles underneath my Prius, let me tell you.
Oh, I'm sure you do. Yeah, yeah, I know. It's I know what it's. I mean, obviously, with my gig, you see where my main gig is.
For sure, yeah.
And that's definitely put some miles on my vehicle too. But you definitely got to get out there. I mean, there's a lot of technology out there where you can be in certain, you can be in more than one place at once. Like we're doing now.
Yeah.
But however, for performances, you got to be there, and you got to get there somehow. I used to enjoy New York, Philly, when I was doing music years ago, and again, like we were saying before about jokes, there were certain songs we would do that would go over differently. We would have to arrange our set sometimes for different cities too. It's funny how people are.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. So this is really great that you're putting all this together here. And I think it's really awesome, showing off our local talent in this area here. Even though I don't know, what people really think in terms of comedy. What the is the Baltimore or the Maryland market, a major place to be or not? But there are a lot of people here that are doing it. There are a lot of good people, and definitely kudos to you for putting this together. Where did you kind of come up with this idea to do it?
So I was me and my co-founder Ryan Lina were backstage at historic theater in Havre de Grace before a show, just you know drinking and just talking shop and everything, and we're just
Yeah.
like, look, this area, Harford County, is just crushing it. There's a lot of good comics that are on the rise, a lot of
Hmm.
great venues that support the comedy scene in general.
Hmm.
We should do a festival. And then Ryan agreed, and you know fast forward 9 months later and here we are.
Hmm. Yep. Yeah. So is it just the two of you, or are there other people involved too?
We've had a little bit of help from some other local comics that help grease the wheels for venues and stuff like that. Some
Hmm.
already run shows at a couple places around there, so just kind of like talking to them and being like, hey, can you um, kind of run point on us for a show here, or
Hmm.
another person that Nick DiCarlo, who's just um, family owns a restaurant, so he's a little connected, and is able to be like, oh, this venue might be interested, this venue might be interested,
Hmm.
talk to this person here, and just really help to like facilitate things
Hmm.
from back end, as far as like I guess committee members is
Hmm.
a good way to identify them. But most of the legwork has been myself, and Ryan, just knocking down doors, reviewing submission tapes, and making selections, creating the website, running social media. Gee whiz, I've I've gained so much skills just in the last 2 months of creating this festival.
Absolutely. Oh, for sure, for sure. Are you getting do you have people sponsoring the event, or are you not there yet?
I don't think we're there yet. We
Okay.
put out some feelers as far as sponsorships. Didn't really get anything back. We do have a great hotel partner in the Holiday Inn Camp who's
Oh, sure, yeah.
offered some discount rates for our performers, and anybody who attends can stay there at a discounted rate also. And uh, they've been super supportive in helping us behind the scenes. We've also partnered with Let's Rally that does it's like a social events marketing platform that because this is going to be at a different location every day, like they've got interactive maps, and you can you know leave feedback and check in at each shows, and just kind of create a happening type feel behind each individual show.
Sure, sure. Did so are you at liberty to tell us, or did you tell us the venues already?
I didn't get to that. We did talk about the talent, but
Right, right. Okay, yeah, the venues.
so our both of our shows are going to be bookended by local comedian showcases. That's going to be
Hmm.
Monday evening and Saturday or Sunday afternoon. Both of those are going to be at the Riverside Pub right there in Belcamp.
Hmm.
Tuesday, we've got a fun regional showcase where it's just people from all across the region just doing a big powerhouse style showcase at Main Street Tower in Bel Air.
Oh, yeah, I
Uh,
know that place. Yeah.
yeah, we got their private dining room. Like it's got room for 100 people. We'd love to see that like just packed out, and that one's going to be free too. So
Hmm.
it's a chance to see like a lot of people that are like already like regulars at comedy clubs around the region, just kind of like do their thing and just just really spotlight what everything is good about the region.
Hmm.
Wednesday, we're doing a brewery show at Battery Island Brewing in Havre de Grace,
Oh, yeah.
a
Hmm.
small little intimate venue. We've got national act Tonio Washington, who's in from Greensboro, North Carolina, and a lot of fun regional and local talents there. Thursday, we've got two shows, an early show and a late show. Early show is going to be out on the patio at Route 24 Ale House right there
Oh.
in Bel Air.
Hmm.
And then evening show, we've got a little like underground comedy feel because we're taking over a tabletop game shop to do stuff that's like a little more blue, a little nerdier, and that'll be at Bel Air Games in Churchville,
Hmm.
right there by the what is it, the movie theater, right there, right by the community college.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I know where that. Yeah, the near Harford Community College on 22.
yeah, right on
Yeah,
22. That's
yeah.
right.
Oh God, what is that? It's not Horizon, is it?
It is Horizon.
It
That's
is
what it is.
Horizon. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because
Because I
there's a
remember
Hor
it used to be a Lowe's theater like way back
Yes,
in the day.
yes, yes. Yeah, and yeah, well that sounds like you've got a bunch of great places lined up and everything
We've got a
here.
lot of great places. It's like and the weekend we've got a fun showcase that has a lot of national talent at Abingdon Grill right off of Constant Friendship.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We also have a secret show Friday night with a national comedy group called Don't Tell Comedy.
Hmm.
They run secret shows all throughout the country, and we've got it's like we're not supposed to say where it's at. We're not supposed to say who's on the show, but we've got some like incredible festival selections on there,
Hmm.
and it'll be in a place that's typically like BYOB. Typically, it's not a typical place where like comedy would be held. So those shows are always fun.
Hmm.
And then our two big Saturday shows, Saturday afternoon at the Barrel House in Falston,
Oh
and
yeah.
our Saturday night show comedy comes back to the state, the historic theater in Havre de Grace.
Yeah,
It'll be the first comedy show since they switched to a nonprofit.
right. Yeah, I heard that they just reopened and everything there, under new management and everything, which is good. And
Yeah.
yeah, they're doing a lot of great things over there, from what I understand. The new ownership, so or the
Yeah, they
new,
really are.
yeah.
They've got they do a good blend of like current releases and classic movies. Like you
Mhm.
can go there and see the new Leonardo DiCaprio movie one day, and then the next day they've got like a classic James Bond movie.
Mhm.
And they're trying to get back into the arts and entertainment that they had under previous ownership, and that starts with comedy show on Valentine's Day. So.
Hey, amen to that. That's great. That's great. Well, hey, James, it sounds like you really got a great event planned for everybody to see here.
We
And
think so. We've put a lot of legwork. We've got we meticulously built these lineups to have everybody just kind of complement each other and
mhm.
have some great venues that are excited about putting on some comedy for the area. It's going to be a good thing, and I hope for many years to come.
Well, that would be great. I mean, there again, and it takes a lot of work to put these together and everything, and hopefully, you'll get a good amount of help, and as it grows and expands, you'll have just be able to keep on making it better and better and better each year. So best of luck with everything. So the website that you have, I believe, is harcocomedyfestival.com.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. And if there are any questions for people, I guess you have like like an info at Harco Comedy Festival, like an email address or something,
Yeah, it'd
or
be harcocf.submissions at gmail.com. We
okay.
just kind of use that as just like a general inbox inquiry.
So Harco CF submissions.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
either that or a lot of people have just been using our social media accounts to just instant message there. And
Sure.
I'm of a certain age where I'm just kind of constantly connected to my device. So if there's any questions, the Facebook or the Instagram, I'll be able to respond to that pretty quickly.
Well, wonderful, wonderful. Well, I'm really happy that looking forward to seeing this. I'm definitely going to get out and check you out, come to a couple of the venues and see you all perform, and it's going to be a great thing, folks. So again, I'm a huge advocate of local, talent. My 97 Underground radio show, I spend at least a half hour to an hour focused on folks from this area playing music. And it's great to see. It really is encouraging to see that, hey, years ago there used to be commercials, I think, for the Baltimore Blaze saying, hey, Baltimore, we have a soccer team. Or, hey, Baltimore, or hey, Harford County, we've got great comedians here. We've got a great festival going on. And you can say the same with a lot of music as well as comedy, which is coming and everything. So well, best of luck with everything. I'm
Well,
really
thanks,
happy to
Michael.
hear you doing this, and I wish you all the best in this endeavor, and I hope it's successful for years to come.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on to talk about it today.
Sure, sure. And just remember, the confessional shows that you have. Is there a specific place where we can just get, like, even after the festival's over, where people can follow you?
Yeah, Instagram's probably the best place. You can follow me at James Finstagram, or I'm also on the TikTok at Hey It's James Finn.
Instagram. That's pretty cool. And then on TikTok, hey, it's James Finn. Okay, cool, cool, great. Well, I'll be sure to put all these in the show notes so people can find them, and that way they can follow you and follow you wherever you go and whatever you do, and be there to
Yeah,
support you
excellent.
and everything. So, well, James, thanks again for coming on the show today. We really appreciate you taking the time to come talk to us. This is very exciting, I think, for this area. And again, kudos on a hell of a job. You were one hell of a hobo and a chef for me this past season on Polar Express.
I appreciate that. Already looking forward to my next car assignment there.
Absolutely.
And also looking forward to doing some murder mysteries once we get the 2026 festival all finalized and closed up. So
absolutely. Well, thanks again, folks. Again, everything every means that you're going to have to find out about the comedy festival, about James himself, we're going to have it listed in the show notes, so you can find it all there. And thanks for tuning in and listening. We've had James Finn with us tonight, and looking forward to again seeing all these things. So thank you, James.
Thanks, Michael.
Hey, folks, Michael Spedden here. Thanks again for tuning into our episode tonight with James Finn. Here talking about the Harford County Comedy Festival, which is going to be starting in February 9th to the 15th. Actually, the official name is the Harco Comedy Festival. Their website, harcocomedyfestival.com. And you can also follow James on Instagram, James Finstagram, as well as TikTok at Hey, It's James Finn. So this is going to be a great event. I would urge you to go online and get your tickets. So many different local venues are going to be hosting events on various nights during the festival. And I really think you're going to enjoy it. So thanks again to James Finn for joining us and telling us all about this. And hopefully we'll run into you at the festival. This is Michael Spedden signing off. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.